Now, my producer and director, they're counting down my ear and the music has started and it's 3 p.m. So for the next hour, as always, it's time for MX Live, where we discuss everything, pertaining to the industry, as I always say, the culture, the fashion, the entertainment, to better, those who are actually part of the industry, because when the industry makers create better stuff, again, it leads to the fans getting the content they want. Other sectors, tourism and everything else is a whole big umbrella, but we're going to get into that. As always, I can't do this by myself. I have my pundits, but as I always say, we're not the most important pundits here. You guys are, so please be a part of the conversation, at MX24G. Send us messages. If you don't agree, let us know. If you do agree, also let us know. We've been getting some very, very interesting responses so far, and I'm very happy. Now, the cool thing is, now it seems like you guys who watch the show, you want us to pair certain pundits together all the time. Prudent and Coca are a very popular pair right now, but today we have a different mix-up. So we're going to go for a quick commercial break. When we come back for the next hour, I promise you the most entertaining conversations. We're back, guys. We're back. And I was just discussing with my pundits because, I'm always very happy to have them in the studio to get their minds and their perspective on everything that's going on. Again, at MX24GH, all platforms, and at the hashtag MX Live, it's easier to find your stuff, to stay interactive. And because there's so much going on in the entertainment world, that's why we're here every single day of the week. I have Prudent in the house. How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm good, and I like what you're wearing.
Yeah, it's time to switch it. I actually had a music video shoot. So,
it's been a while, though. So
exciting stuff coming, a host, a presenter, again, an entertainment mind. Very happy to have you here.
Thank you, bro.
Nice one. I have Edem again, thank you for making time. How have you been, sir?
Sure.
How's your past weekend?
It's been a little hot, and we are preparing for Empress Gifty's Resurrection Effect concert, so it's been up and down.
Oh, she has to come here, please. Producer.
Production meeting, rehearsal.
A lot goes into it, right?
Interview, I tell you. It's not been easy, so
yeah.
We are on.
Nice one. So as always, we're going to dive straight into it. Please send us messages and let us know what you think in reference to everything we talk about. First of all, Prudent, I want to ask you, do you think now, before we get to the first story, artists make sustainable music? When I say sustainable music, I mean like we've had the Kojo entries, in this part of the world.
They still do it. There are one or two music that you do.
Okay, as compared to back in the day. That's where the trick is. Do we make music as sustainable as compared to our legends?
I think it depends. It depends on the context. First, these people who did this music are legends. They have done very well. No disrespect to them, but there are songs that they also did that didn't hit. There are songs that when they perform up to now, people don't jump to it like the other ones. There are hit songs and there are songs that they don't make it to, like, it's not evergreen. You understand? So with me, I feel,
but a hit song doesn't mean a good song.
Yeah, of course. And
a good song doesn't also mean a hit. You can have a song that's good, but maybe it wasn't a hit song.
So I think, basically, I think our legends have done very well, but I just want us to acknowledge the fact that the young and upcoming ones are also doing songs that will live for long, and they should at least allow them to do it, and let's see a grace period. Probably Shatawale drops a song 5 years ago. Let's wait and see that when it drops in album, people will dance to it. When we can, and then we can do that.
Okay, I think I'm getting what you're saying.
We should allow time to pass before we can make these statements.
The comparison makes a difference. I think I get what you're saying, but the reason I kicked off, and I'm coming to you, Edem, is songwriter Isaac Kweku. He said only a few songs, and this was the headline, only a few songs will make the next decade in this fast food music era. Now, we obviously know fast food isn't the healthiest type of food, so we know what we're talking about. I think he was referencing the fact that music doesn't last, and I'm going to read this very quickly. Our songs today reflect our collective way of life, from auto-tune to now artists writing songs for a machine to sing. I perfectly understand that times are changing. Who would not be happy if one machine can do the work of 3 or more people? But how efficient can these fast food songs actually be? Hits are so important, but we are singing to make money now, totally ignoring the longevity of the craft and the songs. Now, I really took my time to read that out because it seems that a lot of people are agreeing what he said. It's quite compelling, but again, it's quite scary to know as a young artist right now. I mean, Edem, what's your take on this?
Yeah, at times when I hear some of these things, I mean, I go through my head and I'm like, what's up? You see, there are music for different types of occasion, different types of mood. I mean, at a certain mood, a song will like the gospel artists will say, will minister to your soul. That same song, in a certain mood, you wouldn't love the song, no matter how packed it is with good message or good news. You understand? So our moods reflect the kind of song we want to listen to. There are some songs which are party songs, and even some of the songs do not need a lot of message. You just have to go with the flow with few words and just allowing the beat to go. I mean, if you look at those in the olden days, I mean, people made, excuse me to say, rubbish songs. You understand? Likewise, same. The reason why those rubbish or in quotes songs were not many.
Like in quotes, let's just be.
We're not many like compared to this time is that it was because of the mode of recording. Because by that time, before you record, recording the machines they use and other were very expensive, and you have to go through a lot of systems, and individuals didn't have the mics. So it was the reason we had a lot of record labels. Even at the world over, the issue of record label, that myth is being broken away. That we the whole world over, we have just 4 major record labels.
Okay.
So what happened was that before you bring me a song, if I listen to the song and I don't get a certain, you send a song to Kwame Despite, and it's not even up to an album. Maybe you know the singles were not something of the day, and the album you need to he needs to understand the message. I mean, what the composition is about before it's approved. But now, Charlie, recording has been made easy. People have apps on their phones, so you don't need to go through. It's like vetting. You don't need to go through this long list of vetting.
Actually,
what do you mean with this lyrics? You now you go drop on your. So if this opportunity was there in the past, maybe you would have had a lot of.
So I mean, I like where the conversation is going because, like you said, back in the day, a record label would look for an artist or someone they believed in, groom them over some time, probably 2 years before bringing them out. You know, costuming, style, band, rehearse, invest. But right now, it's gone to the point where record labels want something that's already doing well because investing is a bit scary. And it's easy to monitor if someone is doing well per social media following, per views and all these things. Would you say that's the reason, so to speak, we've been, the musical field has been oversaturated with too much everybody making music? Like, it's easy to make music. Is that the problem we're having now?
No, it's never easy to make music. Anybody who does music, anybody who writes music,
I don't think to differ.
Making music, it's no joke. Putting words together, putting a story together, jumping on the beat, the song arrangement, I don't think it's easy.
Wait, but then, let's get this clear. When you say it's not easy, because trust me, I know a couple of people that can just put 3 words together and make a song.
You know, people
reverbs and stuff.
Of course, even when you are even talented,
and I agree. It's
difficult.
not fair to say making music is easy. It's not fair to say. But for the fact that someone will say, I can just get up and make a song, is that why the songs don't have that longevity?
You see, Edem made mention of the fact that there were no studios around back in the days. But then if there was, we would have a lot of studios and a lot of people would record. Individuals would record from the comfort of their own. You know, people who were in Kumasi who could do music, but because they couldn't get to Despite and all these big men to get them to record and all that. There were so many people who were doing music. Everybody around Kumasi were doing music. Just like when they were producing Kumawood. In a day, they can produce 3 movies and all that. So that's what I'm saying, that probably I feel like it's a bit offended. It's been offensive for them to say, for him to say something like that. Then he went ahead to say something about because of TikTok and social media. I think, look, people are. It's a medium for us to market our music. Look at Touch It. Look at the number of streams Touch It got on TikTok, which landed him a collaboration with Tiger. And look at the number of views.
But I think
so. I'm saying that there are new ways of releasing content. There are new ways of promoting music, and if this is available to us and it can help us,
we should embrace it.
Yeah, we should embrace it. We shouldn't be making some negatives about it. That's my issue with the man. I feel like he went too far with the statement that he made into the marketing ideas and all that. Look at what Tiger has done with Kiddy. The video had 4 million views in a month.
Yeah.
Why would Kiddy meet Tiger?
I mean, in his statement, he also said stuff where I read where he said, there's auto-tune now, and there are machines that can do the job.
Have you heard Chris Brown's voice?
For people
Have you heard Chris Brown's voice?
Yeah, I mean, they all use auto-tune. But someone like Chris Brown can perform with the live band. Let's not get it twisted.
Jason, they go through a lot of coaching and training before they do that.
Exactly. You see Lil Wayne, he used a lot of auto-tune. That guy has super breath control.
Yeah.
You see, he looks like he's fun and he's all. Yeah. Do you think, again, the fact that we don't pay attention to live band stuff, the fact that we don't pay attention to can you sing without auto-tune, the fact that everyone is miming, I mean, it's not going to stop anyone from doing it, but do you think that's where the problem is? The craft.
I mean, mostly when they talk about these perishable songs, the attention is on the composition in terms of the wording, I mean the lyric. But one area they forget is the sound, which is very crucial, because I mean one of the things there are songs which do not have too much powerful lyrics, but because of the sound, I mean the quality of the sound, how it was mastered and mixed and mastered. I mean, when you hear the song, it kicks you and you want to
Some
listen
timeless
to.
songs are very simple.
Yeah.
Look at
So sound is
Yeah.
important. I mean, if they say the sound, fine. But it is one challenge that some of our musicians, I mean, have created within some short space of time, where after producing the song, instead of getting the right people to master and mix, or mix and master for them, it's a challenge. Or some of them financially are not, I mean, sound to be able to, I mean, get people. So after a friend records for him, taking it to another higher hand to master and mix it for them, it's challenging. So they decide to go with the one which has been recorded. So it will come out and the sound will be
there
bad.
are some artists that
you hear the song, you don't even want to listen to it, regardless of how.
There are some artists in Ghana, I don't want to mention names, their first singles that they drop, you would see changes from their recent singles.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention names, but like...
The Lucky Coca is in here.
Oh, there are a lot of artists that most of the Tema guys, I'm telling you, the songs that they were bringing out those times.
So if we're accepting, right?
Just
Edem and Prudent.
We can advise them.
If we're accepting that the TikTok era is not going to change,
of course,
the auto-tune era is not going to change.
Course.
You know, people who really sing use auto-tune.
Yeah,
but I think to the degree is maybe what Mr. Isaac is saying. What's the way forward? Per what Prudent is saying, do you think we should just embrace it and move?
I think he's a big man in the industry, and then for him to say something like this, he has seen one or two things. I feel like the way he said it is not right, so he should come around again. Secondly, I think with live band and all that, Chris Brown mimes, Chris Brown does live band as well, Chris Brown does auto-tune, Chris Brown performs live, Weezy do these things. So our artists, when it's necessary for them to do live band, they do it. I've seen Kinata perform live band. I've seen
I mean, we do have artists that do this.
Artists,
like, we do have artists. I mean,
they do it.
Like Stoneboy and Kofi Kinata.
They do it very well.
And like we have Samini and this Brown.
There are songs they do it very well. They do outside events, even outside Ghana, and they are able to do it well. So let's understand the business of the game, and let's advise the young and upcoming ones to put out great content, to put out songs. Some songs, the hook is what matters, and then we just vibe with it. So I feel like the advice should be there that let's make songs that would go beyond the shores of Ghana, the songs that would educate, songs that would impact, songs that are timeless. We should put the advice there, but we shouldn't make it look like they're joking and social media. Because Jay-Z tried coming on Instagram, you know, right?
Yeah, I think it was only for like a few days. And then he left.
So if Jay-Z is even coming on Instagram, we should know Jay-Z.
Yeah, I think even Jay-Z spoke. You got Jay-Z, he spoke about back in the day, you know, Tupac had like a nose piercing and certain stuff that would have looked very weird in that day. Yeah. But he broke a boundary in the culture aspect of entertainment. So
social media
I'm sure
is
we can
very
all.
important when it comes to music
I think we should all learn. Generations should learn from each other.
Every generation.
Let's learn. Let's not bash our people too much. But anyways, Edem, let me ask you, what do you think when you hear stuff like cancels councils, are being put in place to support the creative arts, or industries are being created again to help. Do you think those things actually work?
They are very important.
Leading to our next story.
When you say an industry, I mean, an industry should have a support system
body.
which will give some life to the industry. So any industry without those support systems will definitely fail or will not be.
But people feel like the industries promise and fail. That's another problem.
Without those, and these councils, I mean, they help in policy directions. I mean, they help in giving the necessary capacity buildings and others to, I mean, train and retrain people who are already in the industry to ensure standards are very high. So, I mean, it's something we all embrace. It's very, it's not only in Ghana, it is done in other places where we need to encourage, I mean, that culture to be very strong here, because we as a developing industry, we need a lot of support systems to be able to, I mean, energize us and give us that ability for us to, I mean, get our talent or whatever we are doing to the top. It's very, very crucial.
Okay, so I like the fact that you said that, because this, as I said, was leading to our next story, and it has to do with the British Council. They're going to award grants, actually, to emerging music professionals. So I'm sure it's not just the artists, because the headline is professionals as part of the CESP. So let me read this very quickly. As of December 2021, not too long ago, the British Council launched their maiden music industry project, the Creative Enterprise Support Program. That's the CESP, delivered by Culture Forward, Impact Hub Accra, and the University of Arts London. Now, before we get to this, again, when stuff like these are being created, you know, we have people who are going to doubt. I wish Coco was here, because
you know, Jason.
Many will not doubt it because it's coming from British.
Really? But Jason, you know what I was telling Coco yesterday about diplomats going beyond the regular work of a diplomat. This, I'm sure, is backed by the High Commissioner for UK or the.
So you're saying that alone is reason to believe
this
that
thing,
it's going to help.
Because, and if you know where it's coming from, the British Council, it's not only limited to music. I mean, they have given a lot of support in so many areas, from poets to authors.
So why is it that, like, it seems like we're very happy and very assured in ourselves that the British Council, when it comes to Ghanaian, industries, we get so scared and we debate. Like, let's talk about that.
This is the thing.
It's like we doubt ourselves.
Of course, most of our industry players already have their own interest in the game. So when you put in one or two people on the board, you know that they also have their people who they want to satisfy.
But Edem, if coming from a young gentleman, right, who's grown in the industry, and for you who's been in the game longer than us, this is heartbreaking. Like, because it's like, again, and let's be very honest, a lot of young people doubt when they hear stuff like this. That's why I kicked off the conversation.
It's because of experience. I mean, what people have gone through, what they've encountered, especially when they say there is money here and they have to bring this and this and go. I mean, at the end of the day, when others come to say, we received this under NDC, there was a certain kind of support from this Maslow, where they give cars and others. I mean, when things, it happened that it went to a certain majority of some colors. You understand?
Wow.
Then MPP too, during the COVID times, I mean, they gave some boost for the industry, where through formerly NBSSI, which is now Ghana Enterprise Agency, or GEA, they give a lot of support to, I mean, people. They just have to bring their company details and others to indicate what they are doing, and they will be given the necessary support. At the end of the day, a lot of people were saying it went to a certain colors, and I mean, I've heard Mr. Logic say he has received it. Fred Chamin's a couple of other people. I mean, so at the end of the day, at times when you see that it's through a certain color.
So you're just saying that's the problem we have here.
Yes, that's why
people doubt.
It comes, but people feel that it goes to some colors. It comes under another government. People feel that it goes to. So maybe they will do it like maybe 80-20 or maybe 60-40. I mean, they try to prioritize certain people in I mean, at the expense of maybe the generality of the music industry, which they say do not help. So those in Home of Affairs, and that's why we need to kick politics out of the creative industry space. Because when you come to Ghana Medical Association, when they say we are going on strike, when they say we are doing this, I mean, there's some level of unism when it comes to the Ghana Bar Association.
But it seems like
everyone
is just, we're just
the politicians
right?
are able to, I mean, divide and rule. They're able to set some confusion amongst the people.
But Jason, what British Council is doing, Mr. Easy tried doing it, the Empower Africa, where we got some people, and then J. Roby came out of it, Joe Boy came out of it. I think our artists should also, those who
that's what I was come to ask you. I mean, and I'm going to get to you, Prudent. When the British Council is doing this, again, it's exciting. We're very happy about it. That's why we're discussing it. Now, what can we, the artists, do? What can we, the creatives, do?
Mr. Easy,
what do we have to do?
Mr. Easy, I tried it. I'm looking at seeing most of our top artists, at least Stonebwoy, Shatawale,
at times,
Sarkodie should start something like this in Tema.
And at times, it's not even the artists even using their monies. It's just using their influence.
Of course.
Mr. Easy had a partnership. I mean, so it's all about using your influence and longevity in the industry to partner some of these things, or see someone who has money. You can, Charlie, we can do this and that to support the music industry. But at times, they want to go for the kudi to support themselves and push their career. Say, Charlie,
and Jason, one thing you like about this one also is that the board is very, very neutral. It makes up of Baba Sadiq from 3 Music, the Boomplay country manager. There's a rep from UK.
Spotify.
So it's a mix. So you cannot say that.
So to an artist watching this, again, guys, what do they have to do? Do they have to reach out to the Baba Sadiqs? Because, again, I see these conversations go on sometimes, and my problem is, on the ground, to an artist who is struggling to make ends meet, who has the music but can't get it out there, you know, we understand that there's social media, you have to reach out to these people. But you hear British Council doing this. You're not going to just find British Council. You know, how are you going to make sure they hear you?
I mean, we need to look out for information. That's one of the aspects of this industry,
of course,
which is very unfortunate. Information. We don't like accessing. And their team, they don't like accessing information. I mean, when we are done with this show, I'll show you.
I'll show you something. You know Toy Boy?
Yeah, Toy Boy, great rapper.
Toy Boy is part of this project.
I'll show you something. I mean, we don't look for we even big.
But what if we don't get the information, Edem?
The information is already ours. We don't look out for it.
That's why we are putting it out there.
We want to, and unfortunately, it's like they got about 30 people and they've screened down to 10.
Yes.
And they are those who have benefited and
they will travel outside.
Including this guy, Akan.
Akan is part.
Who is doing very well. I mean, he was shot.
But again, if I hear just 10 people, I'm like, Charlie.
So it started from like 30 or so.
Yeah, of course. A lot of people.
You did 100 say.
I mean, it will be continued, so definitely.
But Jason, about information and all that, I believe our industry players should organize monthly soirees, like meetings.
As they started a master class, Charlie, you will see people know the targets were not even coming. And at times, when the targets come, when they come, they're asking for transportation and other things from.
We're talking about
from the organization.
The industry should be created, right? And we're saying that they should do more for us, the artists. But again, I'm hearing Edem, and it's a fact. The artists don't indulge in it as much. So again, it's our fault to some extent.
Of course, but then I'm seeing there are people who are serious about the business. There are people who are very, very focused, and I'm sure they will take that opportunity and utilize it. So you should do your part. Councils, people who are in charge of the creative industry, they should keep pushing out. They should keep doing their.
Because there was a whole masterclass, and
I think they should. The people who are supposed to check them,
they are asking for.
By them, the people who are supposed to check our leaders.
TNT and other things from the organizer. So I mean, it means. It comes with a lot of huge costs. And with that, organizing, if it happens like that, the interest in organizing will go down. I don't even remember the last time they organized.
Looking at COVID and also in the more information age, we should look at also doing it online for people to also watch it. If there's going to be an issue, what if we do it online? What if we stream it for them to watch it in the comfort of their home? Or what if we do it? I
think Sarkodie at the recent Accra in Paris. If I'm not mistaken, he was speaking about, artists, getting diplomatic passports and stuff. Someone like Sarkodie is a voice for the people. Stonebwoy is a voice for the people. Kwesi Arthur, even young artists like Toy Boy. Why don't we use these artists, to push these agendas?
We can. Look at how.
Because I don't see that happening. If there's a master class, right, and I hear Sarkodie is going to be talking, I want to be there. Sarkodie might say the same thing someone else is saying, but once it is Sarkodie, I am going to want to be there. Once it is Prudent, why isn't that happening, Edem? Or is it, and do we not know?
In the master class, I remember the last couple of master class. I mean, it had people from Hollywood and others who came. One at Kempinski.
So it is happening.
Powerful people from Hollywood and around the world. And I remember I saw long list of actors and actresses there at Kempinski, and also those from the music aspects. I mean, but at times it gets to a point you go there and you are disappointed, and at times
it's not encouraging.
They organize it for the people. The people come, the artists, A-list artists or whatever, they come, and the kind of conversation, we'll say it's below the belt. A lot of back and forth. So they finish the program, and it's like you are not taking anything home. You understand? Recently, the minister, when he first emerged, he organized something for them. Shatta and Co were there. A whole lot of issues. IGP organized one.
Yeah, yesterday we spoke about
for them, and I was at the program, and the kind of issues which they brought. It's Charlie and the IGP and his team were appealing to people for not even put it out, but snipers of the issue came out, and people were even disappointed. So
someone wouldn't want to organize again or something like this.
You understand?
Right?
So I think,
Edem, you mean the conversations that they brought?
At times, the conversations are not industry conversation, which can take the industry to the next future.
Yeah.
It's like it's all about self.
Yeah, this one even Coca said it. We're not.
People want things for themselves.
We're not having the right conversations. I always say this: the healthy conversation.
People want things for themselves, like DV allow us to use DV. So
what? Is that what we're talking about?
When people are
is that what we're talking about?
When people are pirating your music, people are pirating.
I wish Coca was here. We don't have opportunity to speak.
When people are pirating your music, people are selling it on the streets. You get there and there's pen drive, you get to circle, and people are, whatever song you want, they will.
Is that what we're talking about? And I'm saying we, I wasn't there, but I'm part of the.
How do you team up with the police to crack down on it or get revenue from these people?
We want to use DV cars.
That's
what we're talking about.
This is what can strengthen the industry. When we're able to clamp down on those who are selling illegal pen drive, those who are, selling your property, intellectual property, which even after you're dead, your family can enjoy for over 77 years.
The security,
you are not looking into some of these.
These are some of the conversations you should be having.
And people are
we saw Kelvin Boy recently, what he went to. That's what we should be talking. But if we're talking about DV cars and smoking at events and hairstyles,
I think we should come again.
Wow, we really do have
so
to
at times the in-depth of the conversation is what will inform the organizers to do it.
And I think moving forward, the IGP and some few people must meet him. I don't think they should call the entire industry. They should put it on paper. The leaders should go there, present the most important ones that needs to be addressed easily or in the fastest time, so that they can sort these ones out. We've seen what happened with Kelvin Boy. Let's look at ways and means artists can come to the police so that they sort their security, their convoy. Right? Fine. If it's DV they want us to talk about, they should find a way to do DV for them.
That's not good.
No, I think they should still do that. If that's what they said they want.
You know when you're smiling out of shock, that's what's happening to me. We're talking about DV car plates. I don't know who brought that up, but that's
who brought it up. Someone even wanted an ID card so that when they get to a certain point, they can I'll be familiar. National
Anyways,
I just use the name.
Please, I'm sure it's definitely not familiar. But please let's get to the next story. And I'm actually happy this is coming about, because since day one I've always said healthy conversations. You can know the problem, but if you don't know the direction in which to attack the problem, you're never going to solve the problem. So moving forward,
the diplomatic passport, I think they really need it.
That one, I even agree. Please, whoever's watching this, we need diplomatic passports. Myself, Prudent. I can't understand why we're not at Crime Paris, but we're going to.
I'm going to get entertainment award.
Anyways, me Coca, right? Guys, so our next story. Let me start off with Edem. Again, generally, what do you think about the movie industry? Are we moving forward? Do you think it's going to get better?
Yeah, I think the movie industry is picking up.
Yeah.
I mean, rising to some extent because in a couple of like months there has been a lot of releases, premieres and other things. And one of the things which makes me happy is that most of these people are those who are parts of the industry players who are part of the movie industry, and they are doing everything possible to bring the industry back to its glory days, which for me is a step in the right direction. That is why earlier I was saying that as a growing industry, we need support systems, because when these people are able to, push to a certain extent with their passion, without that industry support system, that thing they are starting will die off. When it comes to, at certain point, they need to go and borrow. If you look at, the interest rate is very high. So how is the industry, the Creative Art Council or the agency is teaming up with the movie people? There is the NFA, National Film Authority. How are they partnering with these producers to ensure that they have a certain rate in terms of borrowing, so that they will not pay the normal commercial rate. So
creative needs some benefits.
Listen, I said that the last time that we
and
is there any money? The NFA, one of the things the NFA needs to have is a fund. That is why people were not happy. You see, when they were going to change them at the expense of
for the
you have not set up a fund.
You need a fund.
The film fund for people to go, and you are going to change them.
Even doctors even have fun. Doctors are even having fun.
Yeah.
When it comes to creators, even
to get fun.
I even heard I heard this is true. If you're an artist, you're going to take a loan. It's difficult because they feel like you don't have anything substantial, but this is art. The bank manager listens to music, the doctor listens to music.
But you should be paid to your bank account and stuff so they can show your bank statement.
Please send us money. Randomly,
you shouldn't be paying them.
And it's good. And it's good that that is why they need to hurry up with this Creative Arts bill. It's been passed into an act, but they need to. Do the ascension has been done, but they need to. Have an legislative instrument to operationalize it. So that is what they are working on, the LI. But it's keeping long. Some of these things will be addressed because most of the artists, because there will be a support system, most of them will have to register. And when you're registered, you have to register with your national license.
These are little things that we need to sort out,
your certain bank account.
These are the
and even
foreign
artists, when they are coming to perform in Ghana, they have to get their working permits. They have to register so that a certain deduction can be. They pay tax, of course. And that is a good thing for them. So they need to hurry up.
It is a good thing, but these are like little things that we need to sort out. And couldn't come into one thing that's it seems like, again, it's in the right direction, just like Edem was saying, is Yflix. I don't know if you've heard of Yflix and Ayoba. Yflix is a premium, streaming platform where you get, African content created by Africans, for Africans. And Ayoba, super app where you can get these things, the access to these things are easy. So they're having a partnership. And then quickly with Burak Akinci, CEO of Ayoba, he said, it's a pleasure to welcome Yflix to Ayoba. We're proud to work with this top quality African partner. The Yflix channel is already in our top 10 channels for 2022. So it is clear that our users are enjoying their content. We look forward to a fruitful partnership. And I heard they have, I think, 11.6 million,
That's monthly
subscription.
That's crazy. So again, these things can be done. These things can be done. This is one avenue. This is one partnership.
Yeah, it's a very good.
What does this say for the
it's good. It's good. Our content going there, and Ayoba coming on board. Ayoba is a bigger brand. It's a worldwide brand. So for a local brand to be able to partner with them, good to go. And then these are things that I see and I'm excited about. I like to see partnership. People think when they are CEO, and they have to run the thing. But then I feel like it gets to a stage or it gets to an area where you want to launch, and you need to partner people. so that you can get into that space. I'm hearing other partnerships are coming in place and all that.
Okay.
So I'm happy to see things like that. I'm looking at our creatives utilizing this opportunity and making things happen for themselves. Not only the Netflix, not only the HBO, not only the other ones in Nigeria, Iroko and all that. They should look at these areas also and partner them. There are a lot of movie productions coming up, movie premieres coming up, Yvonne Nelson's producing new movies and all that. I want to see them working with them. They shouldn't belittle these ones. They should look at these ones as also another avenue for us to increase or widen our tentacles. So that's what I'm looking at. And I'm very, very happy to see this.
Let me ask this, Edem. What duty does the viewer also has? Because this is our business, is a numbers game. You know, when we hear 11.6 million, get excited. 15 million, 20 million, but it's based off the people viewing. Do you think the fans and the viewers have, let me say, probably a responsibility to support something like this that's by Africa for Africa?
Of course. I mean, it's very important because, I mean, we always talk about we want some level of development. We want to be like the West. And if we have YFlex, which is a creation of 2 Ghanaians, I mean,
2 guys.
Yeah, so who are Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, very good for us to support them because at the end of the day, when it grows, it's like it's an African version of Netflix. Yeah. When it grows, I mean, it will get to a certain point that it will open up the space for a lot of employment, and at the end of the day, it even affect the economy because of, I mean, the foreign exchange and. Because if it were to be a foreign company, they would take the money away, and it will be part of the burden of our city depreciation. And we have a local company to keep all the money home. Why don't we support? We need to support them. I mean, this Ayoba company from South Africa, MTN is part of the MTN brand, created in South Africa 2019. And I mean, because of the support it has at home, it's been able to be extended to other parts of Africa and the world. Yeah. And it has about 20, it's in 22 languages.
Wow.
Which is very good. I mean, so it started from South Africa. How many languages there? And now 22, which means that because they were held down well at home, they've been able to reach out to other markets, and they are, I mean, growing phenomenally well. Yeah. So it is the reason we also need to support our locally, I mean, made companies to be able to become giants of Africa for all of us to benefit. Because at the end of the day, the benefits is very vast. Yeah. Many of us will benefit. There's indirect and direct ones. So we need to support. Big shout out to Bright. I mean, one of the co-founders. Yeah. I mean, it's a good initiative. And we all need to support.
Yeah, Prudent. Also, now, we know that the viewers have, let's say, an obligation, a responsibility to support. But that means now, YFlix and Ayoba, they have to beef up the content.
Of course.
Because we know, like, attention is now a currency.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so that means there's also a responsibility on them.
Yeah, we charge them to do more than what we've seen so far. The partnership is for them to do better and for them to bring more creative content, because I read the press statement. I read the statement from the CEO of YFlex. He said the content creation space is widening, and there are new innovations and there are new ways of creating content. So I'm looking forward to see him change one or few things that will make we the viewer also enjoy it. So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
And the YFlex is also good for even local content creators. Yeah. I mean, like the Kojo Sheldons and others. They can have their videos on and receive payment like YouTube.
Yes, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you're a content creator...
When is our show coming out, man? Unlikely.
I don't know, but then we have to utilize this opportunity. We have to do something about it. It's good.
So content creators should take advantage of. I mean,
even the TikTokers, everybody should put something there.
I mean, it's a
growing
space.
All these people should work.
The streaming space is a growing. Video on demand is a growing space, which I mean,
one thing that's is in this space also can be easily left behind. Because now we're looking at NFTs. Yesterday we were discussing Snoop Dogg, $44 million and upwards.
Yeah, of course.
So again, apart from the fact that we have to jump on it, we have to be very fast.
And I know a record label who are looking at doing music for NFT.
Wow.
I mean, like, and that's the...
And that's why we need you to reach out to us.
That label is doing very well. And they are looking sharper than their colleagues. You go see now, they are
Do you think when it comes to, in terms of speed to doing these things, you know, in terms of content creation, we're lacking a bit, Prudent?
Oh, I think we are not really lacking. I think sometimes when we get to the top, we become very reluctant. That's one of the things that I've noticed about heads of institutions or heads of these organizations that lead our creative space. Sometimes when they reach some level, they feel like, oh, we have seen it, we have done it. But the aim is not only in Ghana. The aim is to conquer the world. Yeah. The aim is to put the flag of Ghana higher, fly it higher. So that's my issue. So I feel like watching this and looking at and you know, competition needs to come in.
Yeah.
Don't be in Ghana and have a record label and say, oh, we are on top in Ghana, so we are good. Compare a record label to Don Jazz's record label. Compare a record label to Lamide's record label. And look at the achievements and the successes they are chopping. You understand?
I mean, that's why, this is why Coco was saying that with the Vina Crime Paris, he expected more.
Oh,
not to get into that again, but it seems like we've gone to the point where we know Sarkodie can pull the numbers, you know, Stoneboy can, because these guys, they've worked for it. So it should be simple now.
Yeah, of course. Coca's issue was the promotion wasn't done well because he spoke to some few people there who are not even aware the program was happening.
But I think
so something like White Flake should promote.
Of course.
I mean, in that regard, not to talk about
that. I think is a good step because
that's what we all said.
Do you know how it
is? I mean, it definitely is.
Do you know how it happened?
Tell us.
The way it happened. The France embassy had an event as Alliance Française last November.
Okay.
So Sarkodie and a couple of artists
remember they had that event.
Sarkodie was on stage performing. When he was about to finish, Boulare, because it was Paris in Accra or something around Paris.
Oh, okay.
Then Boula asked, would you love to perform in France? And Sarkodie was like, throughout his life, he's never performed in Paris, but mostly when he started his Europe tour, it's like he goes to stay in Paris
for a while.
Yes. And surprisingly, he's not performing in Paris, and he would love to have something like that. And Boula said, are you sure? Then he called the ambassador on stage, and he asked her, is it a deal? Then the woman said, okay, I'll
try to make a couple of calls on this show.
She'll try to do everything in her in capacity to support.
Wow, that's incredible.
And Boula said, it's a deal. Then So big up
from
to Boulare
to Boulare.
Big up to
the ambassador, right?
And they took it up. So I think
one thing I'm leaving out is the collaborations that our artists are doing with the
francophone
and that is one thing I'm very, very proud of.
And from there, they were able to do collaborations.
Because Kobna has a song with the French artists. Family has a song with the French artists.
Really good.
Sarkodie, Stoneboy. And
again, White Flakes, we can take advantage of this. We can act with French actors, artists from Togo, Nigeria.
Exactly.
We have a lot of Ghanaians in UK. I mean, we can, because with White Flakes, they can get a lot of local content. So, I mean, they need to look
people who feed on these streaming platforms and these content creation platforms are Ghanaians in the diaspora. Because they don't get opportunity to watch on our local television. So that's the only way they stay up all night watching these things and they feel like they are still in Ghana. So I think we should keep up the game.
That's great. And again, please let's indulge and let's support these things. Before I let you guys go, you are at Kwesi Arthur's album launch. We're actually going to talk to him, but tell us about, again, you know, it's a step in the right direction to see an artist have this longevity, to releasing an album, to having a massive album launch. I mean, he's done it all, right?
Well, it's a great initiative. I mean, because it's always not about the singles. At times, you need some of these albums. Albums are still relevant because, I mean, it's a body of work, and at times it gives a certain weight to you as an artist because when you are being billed for a gig outside the country and all they can count on is your singles. I mean, it takes a certain weight out of you. So if you have some body of works which you can explore with different sound, I mean, and tell a certain story, is a good initiative. And like he said, this is his life story in the last 3 years. I mean, it's a great initiative. One of the songs, Silver Spoon, which he said it takes him back to, I mean, his grandma, who was like, the breadwinner of the family, and his death was very painful to him because he felt like, I mean, at his time he's getting up in terms of stardom and
she would have witnessed that.
But unfortunately, I mean, in one of the videos I saw the grandma doing a recording session with him. So the woman is very dear to him, and the kind of faces he's going through his life
amongst friends.
And he wants to leave it to the people so that they can also relate to, I mean, their lives around the song. So I mean, it's a good one for him, and I love the fact that he had some couple of fine hands work on the song. I mean, in terms of the mixing and mastering, like what I've been saying, it's very important. And he has, I mean, a young Ghanaian who is also doing great, I mean, master and mix about 5 of the songs.
Wow.
CT Beats.
CT Beats.
And he's a Grammy Award winner.
This guy,
Wow.
like, is
Yes, people don't know. He's come on the
like
show.
15 or 12 years ago, gave Sarkodie a hit song.
What was the song? He has worked with Pato Rankin. He has produced songs for
Pato Rankin song.
Wow.
If you take a girl, go club.
It seems like you're going to this project.
He needs to come on the show.
And Black Coffee, the guy who won Grammy, he worked on the album.
Project.
And he's been working with Don Jazzy. He's been on Big
Black
Brother
Coffee just won a
Africa.
Grammy, right?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and the Ghanaian work on the album.
He worked on the song.
That's
Wow.
CC.
And we had a
CT.
young Ghanaian kid also do the artwork.
CT Beats. We need to bring him on the show.
I mean-
he's doing amazing, and he's a childhood friend. We grew together, and he went. He it wasn't just learning in the studio. He went to school in South Africa, sound school, where he learned. I mean, sound. So he understands sound, and Kwesi Arthur bringing him on. I mean, tells us the level of quality he was and how he was able to. I mean, put it together. So big ups to the team.
And just
for
finally,
pushing this out.
he spoke about.
What I want to ask you before we get to that is, when it comes to albums, right, and these launches, a lot of artists, and it's not their fault, they want to get a certain amount of, let me use these words, fan base, probably hype, probably traction before they release an album, because nobody wants to drop an album and sleep on it. Do you think, Prudent, that's the reason why artists are not dropping as many albums as we'd expect? And should we change the mindset that, oh, you need a lot of people listening to your music before you drop an album?
Of course, you need to create a platform. You need to create a fan base before you can drop an album. Kweku the Traveler, Black Sherif, dropping hits, doing collaboration. Yes, he doesn't have an album, and he says he's working on an EP, so an extended play before the album comes. More or less like to open the way for an album. So I think before before somebody is able to consume your body of work, you need to convince him with the singles. So convince him with the singles. Drop one single, do a collab. It's good. Do it this, do that, and that would lead you to that. But with Kwesi, it took too long. But
and one of the things I talk about, I mean, pushing the album. You don't just have to, I mean, sleep on it. And
don't leave it to the mercy of the fans.
There is the most listened to album on Audio Mac.
Wow. Right now, of course. Even just
and I mean, Kwesi Arthur. Then second is BOJ. Then Starboy from Nigeria, then Wiz Khalifa, number 4, then Pusha T, number 5. Kwesi Arthur is on number 1. Most listened to album on Audio Mac. Which is
I mean, we sit here and we talk about we want our people to do it. Now they're doing it.
Of course, which is good. I mean, we need to encourage more people.
I feel like Kwesi will not leave this album to just lie like sleeping dogs.
That's another thing, guys. You know, when you drop something like this, the amount of promotion that has to go behind it. And we saw, I mean, the kickoff was perfect, you know.
I called him personally to tell him, because that is on my heart. The way we handle promotion. Charlie, we go work hard in studio, sleepless nights. Then we go leave the promotion to the fans that make them share, at the album. And I think right after the release, he started a tour. I mean, it tells us, I mean, the kind of energy he wants to put in and the kind of so, I mean, they should go all out, go hard. They can break boundaries.
So CTV said, working with Kwesi on this album, he noticed Kwesi was very dedicated to the album. He was very particular about details. He was very particular about the timing and everything. So it looks like Kwesi is really ready for this album.
You know, one of the songs...
Emoji produced 2 songs on the album. Emoji partly...
Again, it's good. Also. Sorry, Edem, before I get to what I was saying.
One of the songs on the album is already, I mean, making it huge. That celebrates.
Celebrate. Even at that event, Tenny. Even at that event when the song was like
the sound. I mean,
again,
the song starts.
It's good to see we're not having albums from just
to go to Nigeria or other African countries to.
It's good to see we're not having albums from just the 3 greats, you know, not just from Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, or Shatawale. Now we're getting the young ones learning from people like these before they drop albums. So. Again, it's a 15-track
album.
Charlie, it's not easy.
It's not easy. It's not every song you can just play it on your way home and you still get home and still play because it's different feelings and different vibe and different energy. So shout out to Kwesi.
Which artist's album would you want to see? Let me get maybe 3 artists right now who've not dropped albums yet.
Camido's album.
Okay.
Camido, I just can't wait for Camido's album. What was again? King Promise album.
That'll be fire.
And finally,
imagine Camido on King Promise
album. These three people.
Okay, yeah, I mean the JJ, we're all waiting for it, right?
You sure he will come?
Oh, he will come. He will come.
On God.
He will come. I mean, Kanye West said we went tomorrow.
Kendrick Lamar said.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar said. Adam, whose albums do you think would be like the highlight of the entertainment industry?
I'm waiting for Kelvin Boy because of the sort of quality he's made of.
He's really mature, right?
Yeah.
I mean, someone who started with live.
I'm sure it's going to take a while for Kelvin Boy to
after he dropped an album.
But the Black Star album was dope.
Yeah.
But
I was at the live.
Didn't get anywhere.
And especially because of the I think the season 2. People had their attention.
We talk about albums getting
the COVID-19 time.
And then who's you had to do a remix for some people.
The COVID-19 time.
That you had to do a remix for Visa.
Everybody was thinking of Charlie. Like attention was divided, so it didn't.
Black Star album is my favorite album.
I know it is on the artist, right, to promote the album, to invest. But we, the consumers,
getting the right clicks too is very, very crucial. Getting the right people to.
You know one thing that's crazy? As I was shooting a music video today, I was talking to an artist on set, and they told me like to reach out to somebody with probably a following on social media, TikTok, take no less than 1,000 CDs, 1,500 CDs per post.
And I tell you, it depends on your relationship.
The TikTok people.
I know some of the artists. We need to up our game. Some of the artists also like have a certain relationship with them. They've been performing.
Does the relationship work right now? Everyone wants to win.
An artist like Camido, he's been performing at their birthday programs, their events.
Going show up.
This guy, Black Sherif, and whatever he's doing, he involves them.
It's like the Twitter people too.
So it's about how you.
I think it's a relationship.
The relationship is very important. I mean, but if you are paying him to also make your work grow, I mean that's nothing wrong. It's business. So
when they call you for their programs, you take them there.
I mean, we've had this discussion since the show aired, the business aspect, and I think that's one thing I really love that you guys, the pundits, are really drilling into the artists that we need to understand that this is a business. You know, we need to understand that as much as it's a passion and we love it, you need to make money from it to sustain it.
Of course.
Else it's not going to work, right? So let's
need to work hard.
Let's see how that goes in terms of artists pushing the content and the culture and the music. So guys, enjoy this when we get back. We have a very, very special artist in the studio. Stay tuned in.
Tabel! Okay. Yeah. I'll take on any of you niggas if you try bring me this honor. Any of you niggas and I put that on my mama. Any of you niggas ain't nobody want no drama. Oh no. Why would God time make you want to me coming him no way, yeah, bitch. I've been doing overtime, I'm trying to get rich. Been flying across the world, lifestyle, this is it. Oh no. They won't put me in a box. I be picking the locks. I was getting impatient. Streets get me away. Then they look at you funny when you be chasing your dreams. I still they keep up my pace. Minion here in chorus. You they call me broski, but cross me. You fake guess for love shit. Samudi muka concern. Don't you dare involve me. What I do for the homies. I deserve a trophy. Soon if I say nimba no crack. I want me hard with just that crash. I want me hard with just that crash. She go do anything I tell her. I ain't lying, no, never bluff. And these niggas go do anything for clout. Every day Jimmy and me bro shouts to Twitch. I thought when you me but what this can be it. Sawo Brenna, Sawunya, that she be lit. They be trying to keep me down, so maintain. I'll take on any of you niggas if you try bring me this honor. Any of you niggas and I put that on my mama. Any of you niggas ain't nobody want no drama. Oh no. Why would God time make you want to me coming him no way, yeah, bitch. I've been doing overtime, I'm trying to get rich. Been flying across the world, lifestyle, this is it. Oh no.
Yeah, Charlie. Sometimes people they act like you don't put in that pain. So if I remind them who they playing with. Tired of being humble, my cookies starting to crumble. 10 toes, never flinch, never fold. 10 toes, goals over hoes. 10 toes.
Oh man, we don't have too much time, but I promise you, and we've gone to the studio, super busy, traveling like crazy. I heard he's been in Dubai, he's been in New York. Charlie, how you doing, my man?
Charlie,
been so
blessed,
long.
bro.
Charlie,
good to see you.
Let me kick
Charlie.
off, man.
Good to
Congratulations,
see you, man.
Kwesi.
Thank you.
I mean, for everything you've done since we spoke way back, first
Yeah.
interview, we rapped together on TV.
Yeah, I swear.
To make music together, to see you performing, to how you've handled yourself. And that's
Yes.
one thing I really want to commend you on, because one thing I think these artists, a lot of artists don't know how to do is handle themselves. You know, back in the day, there was a lot of PR, but now because of social media and with the way Kwesi Arthur has handled himself and his brand and his music has been impeccable, you know, and that's led to this album, you know. How has the journey been for you so far?
Bro, like, it's been crazy. It's been lots of ups and downs, but you know, we're just grateful for how far
What's
we've
been the
come,
most difficult part about this journey for you, Kwesi?
The most difficult
Because I'm sure
part
there's a
about
lot of
it.
stuff you didn't expect to happen that
Yeah.
happened, you know.
Well, I would say how attention is paid to the most, like, I don't know if it's important to them, but to me, it's unimportant.
Do you feel like people don't focus on the music as much as they should in this part of the world?
I'm grateful for how they pay attention to my music and like other songs, but yeah, I feel like if we pay more attention to it,
right?
we go.
Why do you think it's necessary for you as an artist to be as personal on your music? Because we're speaking of you know, you spoke about your grandmother, and I'm sure that wasn't the easiest thing to put out to the world. Let's be honest, this is social media. People are going to take something, they're going to run with it. But it seems like Kwesi is very honest in his music. Why is that so important to you?
Well, being open about my experiences, I think that initially pushed me to start making music, because I listened to, as I say, Drake, Thank Me Later, and like when I heard how he was talking from his point of view, I was like, yo, Charlie, make me too, I'll do this, then speak on the things that they go through, because people weren't really doing that for us. And that is
that why
I feel like I'm still on that.
Is it that it took some time to drop it? Because, I mean, this has been like a topic for this album, like Kwesi dropped the album, the album. Is that why it took some time to drop it?
Not necessarily. It just had to do with back and forth and not being able to move around because of certain things. But I feel like us waiting on it and dropping it at this time, this be the right moment to drop it.
Were there any nerves involved in dropping this album, Kwesi?
To be honest, yes.
Because let's be honest, artists are very emotional.
To be honest, yes. I was like, yo, Charlie, so what's up?
How they gonna
it feels good to me. It feels good to me. It feels good to the team. But how people go react to them, and I feel, people, they mess with them.
What's going to be different about this album? I mean, I'm sure the music, you know, the sound obviously speaks for itself. But when I say different, I mean in terms of moving forward, promotion, you know, in terms of touching the people, in terms of reaching out to the people yourself with performances. What's going to be different from you and your team?
Well, we just go keep on doing innovative stuff. Keep on innovating, keep on pushing the envelope. We get billboards for LA than things. That's how they talk right now. There's a billboard in LA.
Wow.
But we're still trying to come up with different ideas to push it. And like people should expect more visuals, more great music from Kwesi Arthur. Son of Jacob is out now. It's on all the platforms.
Definitely.
Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, Afdown, Boomplay.
How important has your team been? Your team, like the squad, because I've known them and they've always stuck in, they ride by you. How important has that been to your journey so far and to putting out Son of Jacob?
Well, like, you're as good as the people you hang around with. Like, you're as good as your team. And I feel like I'm so grateful to them for how far we've come and like for how they've supported me. Putting together this project wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for my team. And I'm grateful for that.
My producer was adamant I ask you. He says it right now, for a feature, you have to pay Kwesi and his team a lot of money. She wants to know if that's true or not.
Well, first, it be that we for listen to music first.
But the money has to come. The business part has to come.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So as you know, the business part has to come. So what's the plan moving forward? Are we going to get more videos of the album, more music videos of the album?
More music videos, different stuff. We have the match. This video.
Yo, where can we get this?
Just hit up Eddie Young Or hit one of our pages up.
Okay.
And it will be on the website soon. We still work on the website.
Okay.
So people go get this on the website, but this it just be exclusive right now to just me and the people around me.
Yeah.
But we have the Son of Jacob merch, which I posted on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I'm off right now, but it will be up soon. It will be on the website. So make you get your dough ready, the Bob.
Is there,
and get the product.
Is there going to be any? Is there going to be, in terms, because as an artist, you grow, there's an evolution. Like, look at Drake's albums, right? Look at Jay-Z, look at Sarkodie's albums. Would you say this is the next phase of who Kwesi Arthur is in terms of music, in terms of reaching out to his people? And is there going to be new phases of Kwesi Arthur?
I'll always keep evolving, Bob. And with time people grow.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I'll keep growing, I'll keep evolving, I'll keep trying to be as honest as I can be, but I'll keep trying to put my emotions out there.
Yeah, I can't wait for that Drake feature though.
Oh yeah, soon.
Charlie, that's going to be late. Say big amen to that.
Bro, amen.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Amen to that. So, Charlie, what do you want to tell your fans? I mean, we can't keep it for too long. What do you want to tell the people that have supported the brand, you know, the boy, the music, young Arthur? What do you want to tell them?
I would like to say, Charlie, thank you to everyone who's been a part of this journey. Charlie, I appreciate each and every single one of you, the people who stream the music, the people who put their friends on, the ones who do TikToks to them, the ones who they do videos to them, they send me for Instagram, Charlie. I know say all of you there and I don't really pay attention, but thank you so much, Charlie. I appreciate that a lot. And Son of Jacob is out now. Go stream him. It's on every platform. Yeah, so check them out, Charlie.
When's the next music video though?
Oh, soon.
Kwesi, when?
Soon. Probably next
You know
month.
The fans always want something new.
Yeah. We go keep it
I just
coming.
want to know, before you go, is that difficult to deal with? Because when you drop this album, trust me, next week people want new music.
Yes.
And new music. And I say this with every artist, you know, there's always going to be that wanting for new content.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that in terms of your fan base? Do you feel like there's a need to always release new content? Or you want this to sit with them for a while?
I feel like since it's what I do, I always have to keep them going. And they need to pay me as I know they feel drop back to back. Like,
Charlie, people were not happy,
me
man.
had a job every 2 weeks, every month then, since then times. But we're coming back to that. As I've said this already, Son of Jacob be the intro to a shower season.
Charlie, first of all, what's a shower season?
A shower season be about pushing whatever you do to the limit. Like,
that's a shower season, Kwesi. That's a shower season.
Yeah.
Pushing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, we go there everywhere too.
Save the knack they can give for continue the knack. You want knack out.
So you sati.
You got knack out to sati. I know we're going to use it as a soundbite. But anyways, Kwesi, thank you so much for coming to Charlie. You're a blessing to and a voice for a lot of young people. I appreciate you.
I know we were late, but Charlie, forgive us.
Yeah, of course, he came through. I promise, and he came through. Guys, enjoy his music video, his music. Please keep supporting him. Buy the music, Son of Jacob. Salute.
Number one.
Well, you know I've been around on time. I give everybody the vibes on vibes. I make the people don't they lose